Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we hit our first hitch. I was about to broadcast and LinkedIn said to me, "No, you're not allowed to go to LinkedIn."
Really? Why?
Apparently because I'm not approved for live, but you would think that through StreamYard it would be allowed. But isn't that the name of our game? We learn and discover as we go.
By doing.
Absolutely. So welcome everybody who has joined us live today. This is something new that we're trying out, a coffee chat. I don't have my coffee. Well, I've drunk my coffee. You probably have a
mine.
Although I have to admit, where you are, you could be having how could I say it? A vinho, a glass of wine in Portugal, because it's probably about 5 o'clock for you. 4 o'clock. Okay, perfect. So I was going to say we're going live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But to the best of my knowledge, we're now going live on my 2 Facebook pages and on YouTube.
Okay.
So we'll have a look at that afterwards. So our plan is just to chat informally and just cover something different. I'm thinking of doing this perhaps once a month and just giving it a try to see where we are. So I'll start off with just introducing a little bit of my backstory. And so welcome everybody to our coffee chat. I am Carol Clegg and I started my business, Classic Exec, over 10 years ago. I was working full-time in a marketing role for a local company, and I just wanted to start something that would give me flexibility, be able to work from home. So I started my own business at 50 while working in another job. And I think there are many women, would you agree, Kathleen, that carry these 2 hats, that are doing something and then want to venture into something on their own and try to find the balance.
And make an impact, I guess, also.
Yeah, because you started, did you not? Definitely with a full-time, very consuming occupation. Would you like to tell us a little bit about where you started?
Well, then I will go back a little bit further. So that you get a little bit of feeling who I am, where I'm coming from, and what I'm doing. So I was born in Hungarian minority in Transylvania. And mostly when American hears Transylvania, Dracula is coming from. Yes, I'm coming from the land of Dracula. And even though my parents always gave me the feeling that I can reach everything I want, I always had the feeling that my dreams were too big for this beautiful small city I was growing up. So with 16, I left home, or I could also say I ran away from home. And I learned many things on the hard way, but there are not many things I would do differently today, even though I think I would just like to save my parents from the pain I put them through, but I cannot change that anymore. So fast forward, with 37, I was in charge. I was working in Frankfurt for a big American company, and we was charged for marketing, incentive travels, and recognition events for all Europe. And I was really happy. I reached everything I wanted. I was independent. I was earning enough. I was traveling the world. But one day, my body said it was enough.
Right. And I would say burnout. Would you say burnout? So many, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was burnout, but I got panic attacks and anxiety. And previously, I always thought that these were imaginary illnesses. And I felt so bad, I called everyone who shared with me many years ago that they are going through anxiety or panic attacks, and I didn't take them seriously because I thought they just need attention, right? But life proved me in the best possible way that This is not something that you imagine. This is something very true and something that many of us experience, but people don't talk about it because it's weak. To admit that you have problems, it's weak. To have fear or panic attacks. So, and then I left the corporate world and I decided to do what my heart is beating for, to combine my passion, which was yoga. I also went to India and did a yoga teacher training 10 years ago, and combine my marketing and my passion for women entrepreneurs and help women to find and cultivate a much healthier work-life balance, to step-by-step guide them to get closer to themselves.
And I think that's what's so unique about what you do, because there are many people out there that teach yoga. But the fact that you are addressing entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and this life focus and this balance that we need is quite unique. And I'm going to certainly ask you towards the end, I'd love for you to share a little bit more about the variety of the things that you offer.
Sure.
Your course and everything else. So I think, like you, I want to encourage other women. I was 50 when I started my company, Classic Exec. And I'm actually thrilled to say that I am still working with my very first client that started with me over 10 years ago. And one of the things I want to just share to encourage other women is when I started, I didn't know everything. By no means did I know anything. I just knew what I wanted. I wanted the freedom. I wanted the flexibility. We had traveled a lot as a family. And having moved here to New Mexico, I cannot believe that I have been here over 10 years. I don't know that we've ever lived anywhere in any place for a decade. But I found role models along the way to learn from. And I have been able to implement that into my business and deliver the results that I have for my clients. And that's where I want to encourage other women that we don't have to know it all. We don't have to have all that knowledge before we step into a business, before we step into launching a course, before we do anything. But one thing we do have to do, and I'm sure that you'll agree on this, is take action.
Right.
We can have knowledge, but if we don't take action, and I'd like to think that within our mastermind group, I mean, Kathleen has been part of my mastermind group now for, I'm going to say 18 months at least.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
If not longer. And one of the things we encourage with each other is taking action. And we've been there to support each other and to listen to each other. Because I think we're supposed to sort of this attitude or this have it all together and know exactly what we're doing, have all the background, have all the training. But we don't, as a group collectively. I think we've stretched each other. We've helped each other move forward, take new steps. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, I think it helped me also a lot to stop wanting to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like as you said, we cannot know it all. Also because life is changing constantly, so we have to learn to adapt, right? Maybe what we know today, it's already different tomorrow. But taking action, right, just doing it and preparing as good as we can is the way to success, I think. And it helped me, yes, get rid of my perfectionism a little bit and come out of my introvert nutshell. So I'm really, really grateful also to have found friends, not only women we discuss business, but also whom you can open your heart and have someone to listen to you when you need something more human.
I agree. I think that's been so valuable that we, here we are around the world. You're in Portugal, I'm here in the USA. We have ladies from all over joining us, and we've found a safe space I think too, sometimes we feel challenged, sometimes we feel sad, sometimes we feel overwhelmed and kind of wonder what's this all about. And I think together we keep pushing each other and we keep trying. I think we've got to acknowledge that there will be times when we wonder what it's all about. But there's a joy, I think, in what we do. I think
There
you
is
have
absolutely.
joy in serving the woman that you serve. And that's with your online yoga classes, your retreat that I am looking forward to. We are combining our upcoming May 2021 Lisbon Mastermind retreat with a yoga, finishing it off with a yoga retreat. And I call it the Silver Coast of Portugal, but a gorgeous location. And oh my goodness, the house is absolutely beautiful. So Kathleen, tell me a little bit more about your new digital courses that you have just recently launched.
Well, I was talking a lot to my audience and wanted to find out which valuable content could I give them during this COVID, during lockdown that came, right? Because I just had to cancel all my retreats and I started to teach online, but I wanted to give something more. I was not courageous enough to start an online retreat, which I'm sure I will do in the future. So, and the response I got that many of us are out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
I created a 4-week online course to help people, to help women especially, to prioritize also themselves, to find time for self-care and to focus, to do one thing at a time and don't multitask all the time.
So important that one step at a time, because you also feel that you've achieved something. So I think it helps
Yes.
with self-confidence that you look at this overwhelm and you look at all the tasks that we need to do in our business, look after our families, and then self-care just goes out the window. So it's so important, as you say, to get the balance. And that's what I love about what you're offering when you say, you know, you're not only doing the yoga online, you've now got the digital course on balancing your life, finding focus, self-care, the yoga retreats in Spain and Portugal.
Right.
And there for women entrepreneurs to help them cultivate this healthy work-life balance. And I believe that we can simplify our week, even with business. That is so important. I very much try to hold to a 4-day work week and give myself time on Friday for whatever it might be. Sometimes I might work, but I like to, as far as my clients are concerned, to batch that and to simplify and to use tools that we have available to take care of that, to take care of it well, but then to give myself the freedom and the passion and joy of creating this mastermind group and learning the tools and sharing the tools and teaching the tools to other women, because I know it's important to be encouraged. It's important to have a place that we can brainstorm, because we sit often working by ourselves in our own offices and you have these ideas and you go, oh, if I could just ask somebody. And I love that we've created our little WhatsApp that we can communicate. We have email, we have a Trello board that we help hold each other accountable. So we've implemented a lot of tools, and they don't all work for everybody because we all have different learning styles. You know, some are auditory, some prefer to read, some prefer to just do the practical. So I think bringing in all of these things is important. And as you say, working, to find a balance.
And in this group, there is also, because normally if we work, we have our to-do list, right? This is how mine looks like. So we do one after another, but sometimes we forget to celebrate our successes, to stop for a moment. And in this group, even when we forget, there are others to remind us.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's one of the things we love to do when we do get together, is to celebrate something, because we do forget.
Yes.
And it's nice because we watch each other, put things ahead of ourselves, set targets, set goals, And then when they've been accomplished, that, you know, we can celebrate. So this is fabulous. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me here.
And I've watched, so where people can find you, I have here my little banner that it's the Disconnected Connect retreats.com. If you're looking for Caitlin, you'll also find her on LinkedIn. And she has a Facebook group. And I am going to be joining her in the next 45 minutes for On the Mat to do yoga with her. And I want to invite people who, my registration is now open for the Motivate Mastermind starting on the 29th of September. It'll last for 90 days. And within those 90 days, we are going to have 6 Zoom group meetings. And there's going to be a focus on each of those meetings. So besides the fact that we're going to celebrate together, we're going to set intentions and new goals, the first one's topic is going to be mindset management. And the second one's topic is going to be time blocking and your calendar. And we will also have our LinkedIn group for encouragement, the private Facebook group, which I really encourage people to use that as a testing space. The group is small, it's not open to the public, because so many people are overwhelmed with going live or trying out something or wanting feedback on something. So I want that group to be a safe space to go, come and try, come and test it out, and come and find support from our small group, which is the way it's meant to be. So lovely. Well, thank you. Lovely. This was wonderful. And I will go and get into my yoga clothes. And
then see you next week on Friday.
We can either look at doing this once a week. I guess we can see what the response. If people would love to put in the comments, would you like to meet some more of the women in the group? And we can come together and chat. We could try it every 2 weeks. So let's see what the response is like. And yeah, this is fun. And thank you for joining me. And let's see, you know, how well StreamYard is done. But I think that broadcasting to the different channels, even if we couldn't get into LinkedIn today, that's fine.
Thank you very much, everyone. And see you soon on the mat.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.